Okay, so law of sines is a technique we can use to basically solve for any of the sides or angles in a triangle where we're missing certain sides or angles. So like what we talked about last time, or in a previous video on law of cosines, and I'll mention it here, is that we'll label all of our angles with capital letters. So A, B, and C. We always use capitals when we're talking about angles. Okay, so just go ahead and make sure you know that. Then, on a related note, we're going to take that angle, any of those angles, and so for instance, we'll say angle A, and the side that's directly across the triangle, the opposite side of angle A, we'll call lowercase side A. So all the sides will be lowercase. And so let's also make sure that we realize that B will also be the same deal. Opposite side of it, opposite side of angle B will be side B. We'll say that. We'll say that this is the side B. It's lowercase, and it's directly across from the angle B. And so you can imagine that the side C would be directly opposite from the angle C, and that's a lowercase, and lowercase and uppercase C look pretty much the same when I write them out, but sides are lowercase, angles are capitals, all right, and the sides will match up. Sides will match up where they're across from their angles. Okay, so make sure you get that. Write this down. Take a second to pause the video, and take a second to pause the video and make this little diagram. You can do 3 different triangles if you want. So if you'd like, you can say, all right, well, I'm going to make one triangle over here because this might be confusing. The way I did it might be confusing to you. So I would just say, all right, this is angle A, and this is side A. So if that's angle A, that would be side A. Something like that. And if you want to do a different triangle for B, if this is angle B, this would be side B over here. They match up. So you take one angle, and the side that's opposite to that angle is the matching side. And we're going to find out that these side angle pairs are proportional to each other when we put them in ratio form like this, okay? So if, basically the law of sine says that if I have the sine of A divided by side A, that will be the exact same ratio as the sine of B divided by side B. Knowing any of this information, let's say we have 2 out of the 3, we have enough information to say, let's group 2 of these, and something we'll be solving for, whether it's an unknown angle or an unknown side, and we'll do basically a little goldfish method there, and maybe cross multiply. We'll see what we need to do. All right, so what we're going to do here is we are going to say we're looking for side AC. So this would be side AC. Point A, point C. Okay, so what we have here is we have some stuff that's known. We've got angle A, we've got angle C, and we notice that if we match this up, we'll have side C being 9, and basically what we want is we want this side over here, which is directly across from angle B. Well, here's the thing. We've got 29, we've got 114, and this is a blank over here, but it's not really unknown. We have a precise way of knowing exactly what angle B is, and it's not going to be hard because we know that all triangles add up to 180 degrees. So since we have 29 and 114, all we got to do is take 180 minus those angles, and we'll have our little side B. So we're going to take 180 and minus 114 and minus 29, and we'll get 37. So we know that angle B is 37. Then we'll move on to figuring out what we have going on here. So, All right, so now we've got enough information to be able to figure out our side B, because we've got angle C and we've got side C, and we've got angle B and we've got side B. So we can say law of sines means we have sine B divided by side B, and we have sine C over lowercase side c. Okay, so basically what that means is that we have sine 37 divided by what we're looking for, which is b, and then we have sine 29 over what we're given, which is side c, which is 9. Basically, what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to plug all of these into the calculator. Sine 37, sine 29, and regular 9. Those will all be able to go in the calculator. So let's go into our calculator, make sure we got everything in degree mode, because we're working with degrees here. And we'll say this. We'll say sine 29, I'll go ahead and type that in, is going to be 0.484. And we'll divide that by 9. And so we'll get 0.0538. 0.0538. And I'll leave that number sitting in my calculator so that I can have the most accurate view of that 87. That's rounded right there, but I'm going to leave that answer in, so I'm going to still be able to manipulate it. And we've got sine of 37 divided by b. Now, if you see how we're going to manipulate this around, we're going to multiply both sides by b. Cancel this out of here, and then put that over here. So we're going to have b times all this, so we're going to have 0.0538b equals sine of 37. And then we'll divide both sides by 0.538. 0.0538. And you'll notice that I'm leaving this in the calculator just to ensure accuracy. So I'm going to have sine 37 divided by my big decimal here, 0.0538. And so since I'm going to leave it in my calculator, I'm just going to say divided by answer, because it's the last thing that my calculator's outputted. And so then that's going to be able to port that over and give me a nice exact decimal answer here. And then I can round that and make sure I avoid some rounding error. So I'll have sine of 37 divided by answer, which is 0.05387. And that's going to give me 11.17. So B is 11.17. And that would be our side AC. So that's what we're looking for. It goes right here. So that would be our answer for how we are going to find a missing side. So remember, it's about setting up this original equation right here and solving for what you don't know. Make sure you multiply or divide both sides by whatever you need to get rid of the denominators, and then solve for b. So what we did here is we multiplied both sides by b, and we got that canceled out, and then solved for it down here. Put that in the calculator. Make sure you use that answer key to make sure that you get the most accurate version of all your decimals. Okay, so let's go over one more example, but this time dealing with problems that have an unknown angle in there. All right, so we're still going to set up the same way. We know that we have angle C, and we know we have side C, so we know that those are a matching pair, so we can say sine of 73. We're going to set that up directly across from side C, and that would be 12. So sine of 73 over 12. And now, so that's going to be the C. So now we know that we're looking for B, and we know that we have side B, which is over here, 11. And so we're going to put that over here, and we're going to be looking for sine. Okay, so that's our unknown quantity. So take a second right here, pause the video, and solve this yourself right here. If you get it down to just sine B and then you stop and then wonder what to do, then you can unpause the video and I will continue to show you. So go ahead and pause, solve this out. Okay, when you're ready, I will show you what we're doing here. So obviously we want to get sine b by itself, so we're going to multiply both sides by 11. Okay, so basically you can just get your calculator to do sine of 73 over 12, and you take that, you would multiply by 11. So that would give us 0.87. All right, so what we have is that the sine of b equals 0.87. And this might have been where you got stuck if you stopped the video and did this yourself. And I'll show you what to do about it. So we've got a nice decimal here. I'll actually leave that decimal in my calculator like normal. And as you can see, we want the b by itself. We want to know what is angle b. Well, right now we have a ratio, which is the sine of b. We have this decimal of whatever opposite of adjacent is, of whatever this value is, and our calculator knows how to do that, but we don't. And so there's got to be a way that we can work this out and detach this sine from the b that we're trying to solve for, and there is a way. What we got to do is take the inverse sine of both sides. So we need to do what we've been seeing on the calculator button so far, which is sine of -1. If you already know about this, this should be a breeze for you. We need sine of -1, which would cancel these out, and then leave us with b equaling the inverted sine 0.8766, and that should give us something that looks more like a degree measurement. So what we're going to do here is the last thing that my calculator returned was the 0.8766. Okay, so I'm going to just simply say sine -1, and that's usually you're going to hit the second key or the shift key on your calculator, and then just hit the sine button, and you might see that above it written there. And we're going to put in our answer right there, our 0.876612, and we're going to return that value, and we've got b equal to 61. That seems like a decent measurement here that we can believe in. 61 point, let's say 24, round up to 2 spots, so b equals 61.24 degrees. Okay, so that's what goes here, 61.24 degrees. And there you have it.